In a previous video, I mentioned that I edit the sermons for my church, so today I thought I'd show you how I do that. So first things first, we're going to open up Final Cut Pro, and why are you so confused? Yes, hello, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, I am going to show you how I edit the sermons, and yes, I do use a video editor. Why? Well, quite frankly, I just haven't spent time learning an actual audio editor, and I'm more of a video person, and honestly this works for me and I can do it quickly and efficiently. So let's get into it. First things first, if you're gonna do it like I'm doing it, you will actually need to open up Final Cut Pro. I also put on my favorite pair of headphones because I feel like I get more of an accurate audio reading by putting on headphones versus out of speakers, because the problem is then you have like two different audio adjustments between your computer and level on your speakers, so your levels might not be fully accurate, whereas if you put on headphones you really only have one level of audio adjustment to hear, and that's from your computer. So before we even begin an edit, you need to change some keyboard settings. Now I can't take credit for these. These are from Cody Warner, and I will link the video where I got these from in the description, but I'm going to show you just the set that I use. He shows like two other ones, but they're not relevant to this video. So we're going to go into Final Cut Pro, Commands, and Customize. What you'll want to do first is go up to the top left corner and hit Duplicate. Then we're going to rename that to something like Speed Edit or Sermon Edit or something. I don't know. Whatever suits your fancy. Then we're going to come up to the right bracket. We're going to drag Trim End to No Modifier. Then we're going to do the same with the left bracket. We're going to click and drag Trim Start to No Modifier. Then we're going to come down to B and drag Blade Tool down to Option, and then we're gonna drag Blade to No Modifier, and then we're gonna drag our Blade Tool to Command, and then you'll hit Save. Basically what this does is allows us to scroll through our timeline, and when we hit B, that just makes a cut in our timeline, whereas before with the default settings, having to hit Command B is just an extra keystroke. Then with the left bracket, that deletes everything prior to our red playhead, and then with the right bracket, it deletes everything in front of. So now when we edit our audio, we really only need to be hitting two different buttons, B and the left bracket, basically. So I'm gonna Command Z all of this. Then the next thing I'm going to do is over in my effects panel, I'm going to scroll down to the audio section, come down to levels, and under Final Cut, select limiter and drag that over to our audio. Basically what that's going to do is take all our audio that's in red that is not great to listen to or is way too loud, and it's going to drag it down to a certain level, and it's just going to cut off everything above that audio level. And if I want, I can adjust that in the settings. I can drag the limiter down a little bit more just so that there's a little bit yet less yellow, and I'll adjust it based on what I hear. So basically I can go through my timeline, listen to everything, and wait for when he starts speaking. Alright, so he says good morning right here, and this is the beginning of the clip, so I can hit the left bracket, and that gets rid of everything prior. Now moving forward, I pretty much only hit B and the left bracket. So he says good morning, we don't need to wait for the gap. Then he says open your Bibles to, and then right before I can hit the left bracket. Then about the only other thing I do is make sure I'm super zoomed in to the audio waveform so I can see roughly where things start, decide what gaps I want to get rid of, so like your uhs, ums, and your pauses for dramatic effect that you want to condense into one sentence, because time is of the essence. People want to hear your sermon, they don't want to listen to dead space. So those are the types of things I remove: dead space, uhs, ums, and just things that make the sermon flow better and get done faster, and sentences that I feel like could just be one sentence instead of a couple words at a time, all because you're trying to add dramatic effect. There's a difference between speaking and listening to a podcast. And as the editor, you kind of have to make the two mesh, but really you're just editing for podcasts they're worrying about. Anyway, I digress. So let's say we're done with this edit. Then you'll go to File, Share, Export File. Then in your settings, select Format as audio only, and then Next, and then you'll figure out where it is you want to save it. And then from there, you can upload your audio only file to wherever you upload your podcast. So in my case, it's anchor.fm. Then from there, it distributes to all the other platforms within minutes to a day. And if you want to know how to set up your own podcast and get it distributed to other platforms, I have a video about that, to which I will link in the description below. So that's how I edit the sermons for my church. Let me know if this was helpful for you. Thank you to Cody Warner for making that video on keyboard shortcuts and helping me speed up these edits. If you don't have Final Cut Pro, that's fine. You can use these same concepts in other video editors if you feel like a video editor is more your forte than an audio editor. Then you just need to change up your keyboard shortcuts in your video editor of choice accordingly. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, you can get a big thumbs up, and you can click all the things in the end card, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye.